Thank you for that introduction. I had no idea you were going to say that. When you started talking, you said voice of a generation. I kept on thinking of all the other people who are here and not thinking you were going to mention me. So anyway, what I wanted to talk about today is trusting in your soul's destination. If you go onto my website, it's my tagline. And I came up with it at a time when I was an aspiring author. I had just started writing, but the words came to me as part of a very small community. There was about 4 of us who had gotten together and wanted to explore this thing about being an author and putting yourself out there and what that means and what kind of stories you wanted to tell. And I knew innately, I guess, that I wanted to talk about self-discovery. And, you know, this has been a theme, I think, throughout the day today, that it's so important to honor yourself. And I do write stories and poetry, in fact, about self-discovery. But really, that was a journey that I needed to learn for myself. And so, you know, when you go on the website and you'll see this information about stories, they're all true. But what I don't share on the website is that this was my journey. You know, I wanted to be a writer since I was a child. But I didn't give myself permission to do that. The only way that I would sort of indulge that was to continue reading. And I did write a lot of stories, but just did not feel comfortable pursuing that as a passion. I have a very analytical head. I am very good at sciences. That's what I thrived in school. I thought I was going to go to medical school. And so in that kind of vein of existence, the creativity that I had within me just was not allowed to flourish. And sometimes, you know, the steps that I followed, or the path that I led, I thought I was doing things in a way for other people, except that I didn't know who I was doing this for. I was sort of just going through life and kind of letting one thing lead me to another. The important, or the interesting thing, not important thing, is that writing was always a part of everything I did. It didn't matter whether I was studying sciences and then eventually left that and went into hotels and hospitality, and I worked in that field for 15 years, from working in a hotel to up into the corporate world, and writing was always there. It was even from business plans to marketing plans to training manuals to standard operating procedures, to marketing descriptions, everything always came back to writing for me. And it just seemed that I kept on being hit by this writing bug, but I didn't really know what to make of it. And so I kept on changing careers. And if you look at my background, I call myself the jack of all trades and the master of absolutely none, because I've done everything. I've gone into science, I've worked in hospitality, I was a wellness coach, I was an aromatherapist, and I just kept on searching and searching and searching, only to eventually realize that what I needed was to listen to myself, and to come back to my own self, and to trust in what my soul was telling me, which, you know, we tend to look for answers and we tend to look all over the place, and really what we need to do is just listen within. So I wanted to share a poem, I don't drop the page, that I've actually not published yet, but is very pertinent, I think, to the topic, and it's called True Self. It's in being your true self consistently that you grow strong. It's in trying to please others, fitting in, that you grow meek. Parts of you wither away when trying too hard to woo others. Your flame fizzles every chance you discard your true self. It's taken me years to learn the basic of all tenets. I thought that in caring for feelings of others, I was doing a good deed. And yes, I was being nice to them all along, forgetting me. I'm not responsible to ensure others are always happy. Their feelings and their reactions are theirs alone. My feelings and my reactions are mine alone. And so I have learned that rather than fade away, I too must stand confidently in my own true self. And just to end on that, you know, coming back to the story about following or trusting in your soul's destination, is that what I had always wanted to be my entire life is a storyteller. And I'd forgotten. And I went on this journey that eventually came back to me. And so I write poetry, and in poetry I share my story. I also write novels, and in those novels I share the story of others. So thank you.